Ripoff movies are usually low-budget films made to quickly cash in on the popularity of an actually good movie by having a plot and characters that are similar to it. As a result, Ripoff is not only very bad, but also legally questionable. But what if these ripoffs weren't bad? I mean, sure, they may look hideous, but maybe they have writing good enough to rival real movies. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at 3 different animated ripoff movies to see if they live up to the movies they rip off. Spoiler alert, they don't. Obviously, these suck. Anyways, it's time to talk about the first movie on the list, The Little Panda Fighter, which is a ripoff of KungFuPanda. The Little Panda Fighter is about Panda. Not to be rude or anything, but he looks horrific. Panda looks scarier than any FNAF animatronic. If Freddy Fazbear appeared in my house, I'd clap, I'd cheer. If Panda appeared in my house, then I'd grab my baseball bat and whack him on the head. Anyways, Panda works at this boxing restaurant, and he's informed by his boss, Polaris, that it's fight night. However, it seems like Panda doesn't like fight night. You see, he hates violence and wants to be a dancer of immaculate moves, such as the ones in the hit game Fortnite Battle Royale. Also, there's a girl bear Panda likes, but she doesn't know he exists. Wow, maybe the Little Panda Fighter is a bit too relatable. Unfortunately, things are looking pretty bad for the restaurant. You see, this guy, Freak Teddy, keeps on beating everyone he fights, and people are starting to get tired of seeing him. Wait a minute. Freak Teddy? Freddy!
Hi, I'm Freddy Fazbear.
Since people are tired of seeing Freddy win, Polaris decides that he needs to get into the ring to take him on. There's just one problem. Gross Little Slot Bear says that Polaris isn't allowed to fight according to a contract he signed when he became owner of the restaurant. Thankfully, Polaris has an ingenious disguise to make everyone think that he's a different person. That disguise is a black shirt. So Panda is about to leave. Before he does so, Girl Bear insults him.
Leave early? Why would you need to? It's not like you ever have a date. Who'd go out with you?
Poor Panda. So Panda goes to his dance school where his instructor, Master Shin, who is in no way inspired by Master Shifu, scolds him for being late. Then we get to see some of Panda's beautiful dancing, which is accompanied by way too much moaning. Once Panda finishes dancing, he has a conversation with Master Shin about the girl bear, who Panda still likes even after she insulted him. And then, out of nowhere, Master Shin just starts screaming at Panda.
No, what's wrong with you? Are you really that stupid?
I can't wait to reuse this in multiple videos like I do the epic, dumb, and Titanic lines. So the next day, Polaris shows Panda his disguise because he wants Panda to wash it. During the scene, Polaris keeps on stopping Panda before he leaves the room, which could have been a pretty funny joke if the movie didn't look this bad. Then Panda puts the disguise in the washing machine and begins Fortnite emoting because, well, who could resist dancing to washing machine noises? But uh-oh, Girl Bear catches him dancing. How embarrassing! After this, a newspaper gets delivered to the restaurant saying that Freddy Fazbear is being challenged by Polaris, but since he's run into his disguise and goes under the name of the Great Bear of Mystery, no one recognizes him. I didn't realize this until now, but do restaurants even get mail? I don't think they do, but the Little Panda Fighter clearly says otherwise. Anyways, then Girl Bear calls Panda weird.
He's not just funny amusing, Mr. Grizzlepuss. He's also funny peculiar.
Poor guy can't catch a break. So then Polaris beats up Freddy, but his disguise drunk in the wash. Since everyone in this movie is epic dumb, they all think that Polaris is Panda, who's currently in a dance audition or something. Now everyone loves Panda, even the girl bear. Panda thinks that this is because of his sick dance moves, but Polaris tells him the real reason why everyone loves him, while laughing very weirdly.
You mean? You thought I was really talking about...
Polaris says that he will fight Freddy from now on and Panda could take all the glory, but after a talk with Master Shin, Panda decides he wants to be a little panda fighter. Now he wants to fight Freddy, so Polaris trains him for the big fight. After a really long training sequence, Panda is ready to fight Freddy. However, he's getting destroyed, but just when all hope seems lost, he realizes that if he fights like he dances, he will be able to beat Freddy Fazbear. Except no, not really, because Panda loses the fight. Freddy demolishes him. Thankfully, Polaris knew Panda would lose, so he placed a bet that Freddy would win, and now he's rich. And so, he goes off to a vacation, leaving Panda in charge of the restaurant. Now that he's in charge, Panda decides to replace boxing with dancing, and the movie ends on this horrific shot. The end. So that was Little Panda Fighter. It sucked.
I can't live with this constant torture any longer.
I don't know if you noticed, but the animation was very bad. There's a couple of audio errors.
That way no one will know who he is when he inevitably bites the dust.
And the ending is just weird. I don't even think Panda ended up with Girl Bear at the end, which honestly, I think he dodged a bullet. Snot Bear was my favorite character, even if he was gross. I thought he was cool, kind of. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about the Little Panda Fighter, it's time to move on to the next movie. Ratatouille is not only my favorite Pixar movie, but one of my favorite movies of all time. The movie has an incredible story, incredible characters, animation, and music. Ratatouille is amazing. This is Ratatouing starts with a solid 3 minutes of people saying how good the food at the restaurant Ratatoing is. You see, Ratatouing's chef, Marcel Toing, has secret ingredients to make his food taste divine. Because of that, some people want to know his secret ingredients. Then this happens, which I just found really funny for some reason.
Who cares? I just want to concentrate on the wonderful food. Huh? What the heck is this?
So there's this group of rich people, and one of them complains about his food, and everyone proceeds to bully him for ordering that dish.
Darling, that looks positively disgusting. Oscar, what ridiculous dish did you order? I don't know how men can eat things like this. That is so disgusting.
Then the best character in the movie, Greg, is introduced, and he says his iconic catchphrase, precisely. He says that a lot. And then this kid says this.
Yes, Daddy, I love cheddar.
Is that so? But that ain't cheese. It's just plastic.
You're kidding.
That's okay, Mom. As it happens, I'm also very partial to plastic.
Anyways, it's Thursday night, and it's revealed that on Thursday nights, the main characters of the movie, Marcel, Greg, and Carol, do something special. Then Marcel goes over to some senior citizens because they want to meet him because they just love his cooking so much, and they also want another secret ingredient. However, it seems like the rich people are listening in with some devious intentions, despicable even. Thankfully, Marcel does not reveal the ingredient. Then we learn the true nature of the rich people. You see, they want to know Ratatouille's secret ingredients in order to use it at their own restaurant, since nobody goes there anymore. Afterwards, Marcel and the gang suit up for their special Thursday night activities, in a scene that reminds me of a Super Y for some reason. The suiting up sequence goes on for a bit too long, and there's a lot of moaning. I don't know why this and the little Panda fighter have so much moaning. Once this marvelous suiting up sequence is over, it's revealed that Marcel and the gang get their secret ingredients from a human restaurant. However, in an unfortunate twist, one of the evil rats also discovered this fact since she was at the restaurant to get the evil notebook the rats left behind. After some wacky hijinks, the gang leaves the restaurant with a single strawberry. In a dark turn, the evil rat tells the other evil rats what she saw, and they devise a plan to stop Marcel and the gang from going to the human kitchen. Then the weirdest scene in the entire movie happens. I'm gonna play it in its entirety, so sorry in advance. So the evil rats scare the humans, causing the owner of the restaurant to get rat traps and a cat to stop rats from entering. And like, I'm not sure how that's much better than having rats. Like, sure, rats could be dangerous, but so are rat traps? What if someone steps on them? Also, people can be allergic to cats. Wouldn't it have just been a better idea to hire someone to deal with the rats? I don't know, maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand Ratatouing. So Marcel and the gang are ready to go back into the human restaurant since it's Thursday again. After yet another suit-up sequence, which is shorter than the last one thankfully, they enter the restaurant and find the devious rat traps the humans set out. In a scary turn, Marcel runs into the cat while picking up a piece of chocolate, and it begins to chase him. Oh no guys, how is Marcel Toing gonna escape the evil clutches of Garfield? I'll tell you how. By dropping a bar of chocolate. Now Marcel and the gang have to go back to Ratatoing empty-handed. Since they couldn't bring anything back, the quality of the food in Ratatoing decreases. But Marcel isn't gonna settle for low quality food, so he decides to go back to the human restaurant. Of course, there needs to be another suiting up sequence before that happens. Greg and Carol follow Marcel to the restaurant, but oh no, so do the evil rats. Marcel runs into Garfield again, but this time they become best buddies and defeat the evil rats. Now everything is back to normal, and after Greg says precisely 2 times, the movie ends. Ratatouille was better than the little Panda fighter because A, it's not horrifying, and 2,
As it happens, I'm also very partial to plastic.
Greg was the best character. Whenever he said precisely, I started crying tears of joy. I wouldn't call the movie good because it's not. Ratatouille wasn't that bad to watch. The same can be said for the next movie. What's Up Balloons to the Rescue is the ripoff of Up, obviously. What's Up is about his family of monster chasers, Dr. Creme, Dr. Zook, Amanda, and Gunto. Dr. Zook isn't related to them, he just kinda lives with them like how Dr. Nefario lives in Gru's basement. Now, Dr. Creme is even smarter than a young Sheldon. You see, he and Dr. Zook have this super energized rock which can make a house fly, Not only that, but it has the power to hypnotize people. Thankfully, in order to activate it, you need to say a super secret password, lavender, which no one will guess because who says lavender anymore? Anyways, after saying the password lavender on live television, the monster chasers have dinner. After Gunto asks what lavender is, some guy called Jean-Pierre enters the house.
Would you like some tea?
No, merci, I'm French, we drink wine.
Okay, so I think I forgot to mention this movie is kinda sorta racist. Oops! So John needs the monster chasers to chase the monster in the Amazon, but the doctors don't really want to. But then it's revealed that Gunto was using the rock to make the house fly the entire time. Wait, so how did Jean-Pierre get into the house? Gunto says they're already over the ocean, which means they've probably been flying for a while now, but John just got there. How could the masterminds that made this movie not notice this mistake? So now the gang is going to the Amazon, but it seems like Jean-Pierre was lying about the monsters. He just wants the monster chasers gone so he can use the rock to hypnotize the world. Once the gang goes to the Amazon, they go into a cave. However, John uses dynamite to make the rocks fall and block the entrance to the cave. With the monster chasers gone, John can finally get the rock and try to take over the world. There's just one problem. John can't pronounce lavender because of his accent. Then he drops the rock, which proceeds to explode. After it explodes, a portal opens up and monsters come out. The monster chasers escape the cave, and now they have to go around the world to stop the monsters, with John tagging along because they don't know he's evil and Amanda likes him. But how are they gonna go around the world? The rock got de-energized, meaning it can't make the house float. Well, you see, the gang ties the balloon to the house to make it float. Holy crap, the balloon is coming to the rescue! That's what the title says! So the gang goes to Paris, which Amanda's really excited about. She says she wants to have some creme de la creme with John after they catch the monster. Is that a reference to the song Creme de la Creme from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator?
Hi, I'm Freddy Fazbear.
Anyways, the monster's attacking the Eiffel Tower, and the monster chaser's plan is to wait for the rock to re-energize in order to use it to send the monsters back to their home. And so Dr. Creme and Zook go to fight the monster while they leave the kids and Joan back to the house. I keep mispronouncing that name, I swear. Anyways, Jean-Pierre proceeds to drug Gunto, making him fall asleep. That'll be important later. Once the doctors catch the monster, the gang goes to China. This can't be good. And I was right, because once they get to China, a new character called Chang Ling gets introduced, who says this.
Junky camera made in China. Battery dead already.
Say what you want about the last two movies, but at least Marcel Toing wasn't a racist. So anyways, John accidentally tells Amanda about his plan to hypnotize as many people as possible and take over the world, because everyone in this movie just says their secrets out loud. Then Dr. Crumb and Dr. Zook wake up and save Amanda and Joan from the monsters. I forgot to mention this, but John drugged them as well. And now the gang is back in the house, and then this happens.
Uncle Crumb! The Chinese guy is in with my monsters!
How did he get in there, Guto? When we arrive, we'll get you out of there, my friend. Don't worry.
Sure.
I don't want that Chinese guy in there with my monsters. He didn't even say anything when I showed him the cookie.
Did you try showing him a fortune cookie?
Why? So then Jean-Pierre gets the rock and hypnotizes everyone except Gunto because he's wearing sunglasses, but Joan doesn't realize that.
There must be a problem with this kid. He's a little slow.
Gunto stops Joan from hypnotizing the world, but now he needs to return the monsters to their home, but he's gonna need a little help.
Hey, Beijing! Give me a hand, will ya?
No, Gunto's racist too! Anyways, then the monsters get defeated.
Perfect, China! I promise to give you some Moo Goo Gai Pan when we get back to the house!
Then there's a Ratatouing suit-up sequence, and it's revealed that Amanda, the only not racist person in this movie, is dating Ching Ling.
Well then, that's good, because I want to introduce you to my new boyfriend, Chin Ling, the cute Chinese gentleman.
Hello, everybody.
But did you really have to pick someone who might be smarter than me?
Wow! You mean he could be that smart? Huh. I thought he was just gonna make us some dinner!
I am so done. So what's up with the words of these movies for obvious reasons. Also, I was just more invested in the characters in the little panda fighter Ratatoing. They have Snot Bear and Greg. What does this movie have except, you know, racism? In conclusion, these Ripoff movies suck. I probably could have reached that conclusion without watching them, but Ratatoing was the best of the three. It's the funniest one. Before I end the video, there's just one question I need to answer. Are these movies worse than Megamind vs. Doom Syndicate? No. Okay, maybe What's Up is worse because racism, but Megamind 2 was the most boring hour and a half of my life. These movies are only 50 minutes and have random funny moments like a Care Bear fighting Freddy Fazbear.
Hi, I'm Freddy Fazbear.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go try and wipe What's Up from my memory. Bye, I guess.